Look at these battle scars. Trying to impress us, tough girl?
The barracks buzzed with restless chatter, boots scraping against the floor, the smell of sweat and polish hanging thick in the air. Rows of recruits were still adjusting to their new reality, discipline, routine, and pressure. Then a voice sliced through the noise. "Nice battle scars, huh? Did you get those tripping on the way to training?" The words dripped with mockery. Heads turned instantly, like a ripple of water disturbed by a stone. There she stood. A soldier in a sleeveless olive green shirt, her frame solid, muscles carved from years of relentless discipline. Her chest rose and fell steadily, her biceps flexing slightly as she carried her kit. But it wasn't her strength that drew attention. It was the scars. Long, jagged marks ran down her forearm, etched deep, impossible to ignore. A couple of recruits chuckled nervously, their eyes darting between the scarred woman and the mocking voice. Others shifted uncomfortably, unsure whether to laugh or stay silent. The tension was thick enough to choke on. But she didn't respond. Her jaw tightened. Her gaze lowered to the floor. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was restraint. But the mocker didn't see that. "Come on," he pressed, smirking wider. "Tell us. Kitchen accident? Or maybe you're just desperate for attention." This time, a few recruits laughed louder. The sound echoed unnaturally in the barracks, bouncing off the steel bunks and cinder block walls. The woman's shoulders squared, her breathing steady, but her eyes flickered, a storm gathering behind calm skies. She stayed silent, though every heartbeat in the room seemed to pound against her scars. The laughter grew. Respect shrank. And the weight of the silence she carried grew heavier by the second. The laughter died abruptly. A new sound swallowed the room, the heavy, deliberate thud of boots striking the floor. Each step grew louder, more commanding, until the barracks door creaked open. Sunlight poured inside, flooding the room with golden rays. Dust floated in the air like sparks caught in slow motion. And then, he appeared. A decorated general. His chest gleamed with ribbons and medals. His presence alone was enough to freeze the room. Every recruit snapped to attention, except the one who had mocked her, who still wore half a grin, convinced he had said nothing worth notice. But the general didn't scan the room like usual. His eyes locked immediately onto her, the woman with the scars. And then, something no one expected. A smile. "Good to see you again, Viper," the general said, his voice booming with recognition. The name struck the air like thunder. "Viper," whispered one recruit. "That's a call sign," another muttered. Confusion swept across the room. Call signs weren't nicknames. They weren't casual. They were earned, reserved only for the elite. For legends. The mocking recruit's grin faltered. His face paled as realization crept over him. The general stepped further in, his boots echoing with authority. He turned sharply toward the group, his expression hard as steel. "Do you know who stands among you?" he roared. "She is not just another recruit. She is one of the fiercest soldiers I've ever served alongside." Gasps. Silence. Every eye swung back to her, the scars on her arm no longer marks of shame, but of survival.
She fought for every single one of us.
Viper.
The general's voice thundered, filling every corner of the barracks. "Those scars you laugh at? They are not weakness. They are not shame. They are survival. They are honor. Each one tells a story, missions endured, lives saved, courage tested in fire." He turned back to her, his eyes sharp but filled with respect. She earned the name Viper because she struck fast, hard, and without mercy against those who threatened her team. And every single one of you is lucky she's chosen to train here, because you'll learn more from her grit than from any manual I could hand you. The barracks was suffocatingly silent. The recruits, who had chuckled moments earlier, now stood stiff with guilt. Some straightened their posture, as if trying to silently apologize. A few nodded respectfully toward her. One whispered her call sign under his breath. Viper. The mocking recruit swallowed hard. His hands fidgeted. His mouth opened, but no words came. The shame on his face said more than any apology could. For the first time since the ridicule began, the woman lifted her head. The sunlight caught her scars, turning them into glowing badges of survival. She didn't smirk. She didn't gloat. She simply stood tall. Her silence no longer weighed heavy with humiliation. It carried dignity, strength, truth. The general stepped closer, lowering his voice just for her. You've carried more than most can imagine. Don't ever let them forget it. Then, louder again, his command ripped through the air. And let this be the last time anyone here confuses scars with weakness. In this room, scars are proof of courage. The lesson burned itself into the recruits. From that day forward, no one mocked her again. Instead, they asked her guidance, whispered her call sign with reverence, and carried with them the reminder that sometimes the quietest soldier in the room carries the loudest story.